Hi, welcome to the new episode of Pivot with PJ. This is your host. I'm super excited to have Vino Supraja here with me on the show. What I want to know from you is what part of your life script you remember that you've written in your early childhood?
I think, rather than calling it as like writing your own script, you can say that, when the influences that you have when you are a child.
Vino, how come you've preserved beautifully preserved that small town girl charm? How do you manage to do that?
I work hard to keep myself what I was.
I'm PJ, and I'm here to navigate the bends of the roads with you. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get on this ride together on Pivot with PJ. Awesome. So, um, architecture happened that way, and your tryst with cinema and um, RJing and media happened in JRTV and Radio One. Beautiful. I think it must have been a high octane experience, right? How long did you do that?
5 years,
Wow. Okay.
5 years of television and radio, and it was really really nice. I would cherish that memory. So now, if you ask me if I will go back doing that, I don't think I am in that zone anymore.
Mm,
But at that life stage, at that point in time, I really enjoyed what I was doing. I mean, it was very, very nice. It was a great experience.
5 years, and your son must have been what, somewhere
He
one to
was,
five, 2 to 6.
he was in his first standard. So when we moved,
Ah,
we moved him for a second standard to China. So first variko he was there in Chennai. Yeah.
nice, nice. So tell me this. It kept you so busy. You mentioned about a lot of different things that you did in television and radio. How did you manage being a young mother and
So
doing all these things?
the plus point was all the shows that I did, they were all live shows. Okay.
Hmm,
So if my show was between 12 to 1 every afternoon, I was supposed to be at the studios by 11 a.m. Okay. So after 1 o'clock, I can just get back home. I had nothing
hmm,
to do there. So it was like a 3 4 hour thing every day, right? And whatever comes extra, right? It was all according to my convenience.
hmm,
I tell them the time. So I tell them when my mom and dad are free to take care of my child, or I tell them like whether I. And also there are many things that I say that I had said no to,
hmm.
because you cannot say okay to everything while the family is your priority, no? So
Right.
the other day I was telling my son, recently I was telling him that, I was called for to act in a serial. Like, what
Ah,
serial? Hey, it was K. Balachandar serial. Da. I said no to it. And he's, why? I told him very small. A serial thing goes forever, and then I had to be in the sets for the whole day. And but you were too young. I cannot leave you to anyone else. So I said no. It was, but it was from K. Balachandar. You should have done it. It's okay. The priorities were very different. So you have to say no to certain things.
hmm.
And it worked out well for me in Jaya TV because they were all live shows, and I could, manage my time. The time was in my hands. The schedules were in
Right.
my hands. So
Hmm.
yeah, so it was
Did you
smooth
have to
ride.
prepare outside of the recording time? Did you have to prepare for the shows?
Yeah, so for the afternoon Dial Jaya TV show, I go there, I sit with the guest, and then I talk to them, and then I come up with the questions right
Hmm.
half an hour before the show. But for
Right.
Stars Ungaludan, I made sure I watch the movie before interviewing the crew. So Friday when it gets released, either we will get a press shows invite. So I go for press shows, or wherever the movie is running, I'll go to watch it in theater. So that was the time when there were many movies that got released under the banner of Sun Pictures, or
Hmm.
Cloud9, and that era, right?
Right.
And we were working for Amma's channel, right? So
Right.
what we got was all small pictures, small movies.
Hmm.
So, and these movies were not given theaters, and many times they won't run anywhere in the city. So I
Hmm.
have gone to Chengalpet to watch a movie. I have gone until Velur to watch a movie.
Wow.
But I wanted to watch a movie before interviewing the crew. There was
Hmm.
there was one of the producers, poor guy. He said like, "Madam, the movie is not running anywhere. I'll give you a cassette. Please watch it in the edit suite."
Wow.
We are hoping that after these promotional interviews and all comes out, maybe we will get theaters. Is what he said. So I watched movies
All
even
right.
in the TV edit suite,
Hmm.
right? So I make, so that needed some kind of preparation. So there will be camera light on in my phone, and I will be taking notes inside the theater. It was,
Yeah.
but I had amazing conversations with some amazing people.
Can you
In
recall anything that has stuck with you?
There are many interesting conversations like I had with Mishkin and Charan sir during Yuddham Sei,
Hmm.
and you know, and I have interviewed uh, Vijay Sethupathi many times because Tenmerku Paruvakatru was a small movie. Then he was a new hero, right?
Right.
So we have interviewed Vijay Sethupathi, and then we had, that's a very memorable one. And who? Siddharth, Madhavan, Talabadi Vijay. I have interviewed him twice, and yeah, many people. Yeah, but and Vasantha Balan, Karupayaniappan,
Hmm.
and Sasi sir for Pooh. When Pooh got released, I
Hmm.
have interviewed Sasi sir, Lingusami sir. No, some people I'm saying names, some people I'm saying names with sir. Please forgive me because people might get
Right.
angry. Why didn't you tell sir? Tension
Yeah.
ஆவாதீங்க boss.
Right.
So yeah, all these people, and yeah, those conversations were all really good because Samudrakani sir, and then
Hmm.
Sasikumar sir, because Subramanipuram got released at that time, Pasanga came at that time, so
Right.
it was, there was Pandiraj, and all that was one era, no, when all these
Yeah.
directors were new. It
Right.
was
And experimental too for that time and age, right?
it was just before Pizza and Karthik Subbaraj era. It was before that, when Sasi Kumar and these people were new, experimenting things, Mishkin,
Right.
and so that was one crowd, right? So yeah,
Right.
that yeah.
Has any of these conversations kind of shaped your worldview or changed it? Has it hit a chord with you like in a deeper way?
I'll tell you, this was not on screen. Okay. So I was doing this Dial Jaya TV for 5 years, right? So after some 2, 3 years, I got bored of it.
Hmm.
I told my husband, like, I think I'm doing it every day, and I think it's very tiring. I'm going to tell that who is watching this, and I'm going to stop this and all those things. So I was in a dilemma, but that was the cash cow because it was an
Hmm.
everyday show that really gave me a good amount of money because we are paid on the basis of shows, and it was
Hmm.
not much. Okay.
Right.
So I was telling my husband, like, should we do this? And when we are in a confusion, we went to Green Park to have buffet, that dinner. So okay, we'll discuss over dinner. Come, let's go to Green Park for a change. And then we were eating, okay. And then there came Balaji Shaktivel, director.
Ah.
And there was this whole gang of Balaji Shaktivel, Sasi sir, and then Lingusami sir, and that's a gang, no? That the assistants of Shankar sir, they kind of have
Right.
they were having their dinner there, and I went and said hi to them because I think I had just interviewed Sasi sir the week before or something. So I just
Hmm.
said hi to them and then introduced my family. Balaji Shaktivel sir told me, "Madam, I saw your show this afternoon and it was very useful. ரொம்ப
Ah.
நல்லா பண்றீங்க. Please continue doing it." And you know what that show was about? There was a doctor in that show who spoke about the problem of adults not able to control their urine.
Hmm.
Okay, the whole show was about different types of adult diapers available, and then what are the exercises that they are supposed to do, why this happens, and all those things. I was coming back home and saying my husband, like, who is going to watch this? I'm bored, I'm not going to do it. But then there was someone who is coming and telling me that, madam, it was very useful, you're doing it really well, do it. I thought, like, okay, this universe is asking me to do it. It's not like what I think. There are people
Who find it
finding
valuable,
it
right?
useful, no? And the next day there was an auditor, another sign from the universe. Like, I think the universe didn't want me to change my mind. The next day there was an auditor talking, and then there was a caller online, and I'm picking the call, and someone is saying "Tattarigida, tittarigida, tamtarigida." Like, what, on live? Who is this? And then that person is saying, Nana drums Sivamani. I am watching this
Wow.
show. Whatever financial tips this man is giving is very useful. I just wanted to say that, okay, keep going. Thank you, thank you. I was like, see, I mean, you never know, yeah. You know what is the lesson I got from that? Like, put your head down and keep doing your thing and throw it on the universe. You don't know what the universe is cooking for you.
Right.
It is doing some. Don't think that nothing is happening. I am putting my hard work. No, no, something is happening there. You don't know it. So, and when you are on the right track, if you are trying to give up, the universe will not let you give up. It will send you signs to stick on to
Right.
what you are doing. Keep doing.
Right.
So these two things, no, it was life changing for me. Okay, fine. This kind of, and then I was like, I continued doing it for the next 2 years until I had to
Nice.
leave to China. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. And China was because Deepak got a
Yeah,
job there
Deepak's
and you had to go.
job, like he was working for Ford India, right? So he was made as a manager for product manager for Asia Pacific, and we had to move to China. That was not an easy decision for me because I had just started appearing on the magazine covers. I had just started signing autographs. People, because I was not in the Prime TV, no, I was in Jaya TV. It takes time.
Hmm.
So it took 5 years for me to get recognized in a public place. Why do people come into media or movies? Yeah, that's what you need. No, when you go out, people recognize you, people take pictures with you, people get signatures from you. That's what in the end of the day everybody wants. No, like how Kamal sir says, okay, "Kai tattu da enakku kedaikira ella award." That's what you want, right? but
Right.
then but then when that just started to happen, I had to leave, so it was not easy for me. So there was crying episodes, and then there was like, what am I going to do, blah blah, all that happened. And yeah, another life changing moment here. So we recorded a Pongal episode with newcomers of that year. Okay, it was Danshika, the one who acted in Kabali as Rajni sir's
Hmm.
daughter. So
Right.
Danshika and another two new heroines. I don't know if they are there in the field now. And then there was Vijay Sethupathi. Okay, what all we made them do? We made them do slow cycle race. I don't know if Vijay still has that footage. They can use it. Okay.
That's funny.
Slow cycle race, and then taming a Kannukutti, and they even named that Kannukutti something and all. It was a crazy show. Everybody had gone nuts that day, and we were all doing crazy stuff. So after we finished the shoot, we all went to the Pizza Hut in Virugambakam. I think there is one. There is an underground naturals or something on top of it. There is a
Hmm.
Pizza Hut. We went there, and we were having pizza. And at that time, I was telling Vijay Sethupathi that, like, maybe this is my last show with you because I'm going to China. I don't know, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do there. And he said, like, why you are seeing that as a hurdle? Why don't you see it as an opportunity? Yeah, what are you planning? You are planning to be here and to do television all your life, is it? Is that what you want to do? Well, just there is a door opening, just go there. Maybe something will open up there. And I am someone who keeps looking for signs, okay? Because namak already we have that experience, no? Universe will send
Right.
signs. So somebody is telling me like this, and I also thought, like, if I deny this opportunity of going to China, I'm denying an opportunity for my son as well
Hmm.
to go and live in a new country, experience that. And China, yeah, who gets to go and live there, right? New
True.
language. And so I was like, maybe, like, okay, fine. And I told my husband, so I'm not going to come there and sit idle. I will go to college and learn something, was the one condition I had put. So we packed everything, and then we moved to China.
Which part of China? Where?
Shanghai.
Shanghai. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Big city.
Big city. Oh, that's a beautiful city. Till date, that city is very mesmer. I love that city. Yeah, the
Nice,
best times
nice.
of my life, of our life as a family,
Uh,
for all three of us. It was really nice.
yeah, and that's where you learned fashion designing. You went to study
Yeah.
fashion.
So when I went there, I was thinking, so naturally, having this experience in television, what would you want to study? So something in television production or radio production or filmmaking or something. I wanted to do something related to this, and I was trying to Google, and I came to know that Google doesn't exist in China, and some other search engine. So I was trying to figure out all the websites opened in Chinese. There was no translate option, and I was clueless. And finally, there was one website that opened in English, and it was a fashion school. And there was
Hmm.
another website that was a business school. Okay, so that point I was like, business, maths, numbers, not again. I am not doing this. And then that's exactly how I entered into fashion. So I joined my
Hmm.
fashion school, and it was a proper bachelor degree, 3 years bachelor degree. So all my classmates were all 12th standard passed out students, like 12th standard graduates. So all 18, 17, 18 year olds, and I was 32-year-old among them.
Wow.
And yeah, that that was a good experience. Teachers were my best friends there. I
Yeah.
still have my teachers as my close friends.
Very nice. Very nice. And that you graduated with fashion designing, was it?
Yeah, yeah, fashion
Okay.
design. So actually, that was not an easy journey as well, because though I had architecture background, okay, two things that is very important for fashion is one sketching and another one is stitching,
Hmm.
right? But in architecture, you sketch only straight lines. There is no human
Right.
body involved. But here, it is all about human postures. And then, if you wear a linen shirt, it will drape in a certain way when you sketch it. If you are wearing a silk shirt, it will drape in a certain way when you sketch it. It was very tough for me because I have never drawn human figures, right? And
Hmm.
but the children who were studying with me, my classmates, they all wanted to become fashion designers, so they were all well trained. But
Hmm.
I am coming to college because I had no other choice. I was not prepared, so that was tough. And stitching, gosh, it didn't come to me that easily. I couldn't stitch a straight line, and I called my husband. I cry from the bathroom, like, I think I made a big mistake. No, I shouldn't have joined this course. But then everything comes as you practice. And again, there Tamil cinema helped. um, Winters were new to me. I've never
Yeah.
lived in proper winters. So Shanghai winters, Shanghai. Then I moved to Detroit, which was even brutal. But Shanghai
Worse.
winters looked very brutal to me back in that time. So I used to be the first one to leave the home. So
Hmm.
you can't eat out. Everything is some animal there.
Right.
So we had to cook. I had to cook, and I had to pack for myself, my son, and my husband. And then I leave by 7 a.m. in the morning, and
Wow.
I come back by 5. Okay, so I go by 7, and then my husband gets my son ready, and he drops him in the school bus, and then my husband also goes there. So winters were brutal, and when I every time when I go to college, right, I'll be like, why am I doing this? I can be happily sleeping at home as a homemaker, because the course was very, very intense. Huh? There used to be a lot of homework. There used to be a lot of project work, and it was an intense course. Even for architecture, I didn't do that much of hard work. Also, when you learn something after having some work experience, right, you know what is expected out of you, so
Yeah.
you learn it. You don't study to pass exams. You
Yeah.
learn to learn the craft, right?
That comes in the way, no, when with academics a lot.
Yeah, so you really put a lot of effort and try to understand, try to crack whatever has been taught to you, all those things. So it was tough. Every time I used to think like, why am I doing this? I should have been at home, and all those things. My college never had a Christmas break because Christmas is not a Chinese thing, right? They leave holiday for
Right.
Chinese New Year. But my son was in British school, so he had Christmas holidays. My husband was working for Ford, American company. He had Christmas holidays. So the whole 1 month, I go to college, these both will be at home, not doing
They're
anything,
chilling.
or they just go around. It's cold also, right? So they'll be at home.
Yeah.
So I used to feel bad, and then that is when the whole Vishwarupam fiasco was happening, no?
Right.
So I mean, and then I used to scold myself. And at the age of 60, there is a man out there going and learning Kathak. Huh?
Wow.
He doesn't have to prove anything to anyone in this world. He is already there. But he is still learning. What is wrong with you? How old are you? He is double your age and doing these things. Just go to the class and start learning. And every day I'll be like, how old are you? Look at him. When he did Virmandi, apparently he was 40. How old are you? What are you
Right.
doing? So, yeah, that again, you gain inspiration from everywhere, right? So,
That's
yeah,
very
for me,
nice. No, how do you inspirations are out there, but how do you take it seriously, and it
I don't
sticks
know.
with you somehow? Yeah.
Some words, right? Sometimes some words really hits me. Like, for example, our previous move was to Gurgaon. We
Mm.
were moving a lot, no? So that's one problem. When you move a lot, in every place you are nobody.
Right.
Whatever you think
You have to
is your
start
identity,
over.
yeah, whatever you think, not even in terms of business, whatever you think is
Mm.
your identity, right? You think you
True.
are a fashion designer, an award winning fashion designer, you are so and so, and then you go to a place, you are nothing. No award winning, no fashion designer, nothing. You are just a person walking on the road. You will have to build that identity again in that place. Your whole ego cloud that you build around you gets shattered when you go to the new place. So after a point, it started getting tiring for me. Okay, every time I start from scratch and then build, but the minute I reach somewhere, then God will move me. What am I going to? So when I moved to Gurgaon, I was like, every time the first year is very rocky, because again the same struggle. Like, I have to figure out how to do my business. I have to figure out how to get the ID, resident ID, everything. No, where to buy milk,
Right.
where to buy salt, right? You have to figure out everything. You are like a newborn in that place, and make new friends, and that friends have to gel with you. Like, you'll have to have somebody who matches your wavelength, all these things. So when I moved to Gurgaon, I was very upset, and then at that point I saw this documentary on Netflix. I've watched Wild Wild Country already. Okay,
Yeah.
this was
The Osho's
yeah,
documentary, right?
an
Yeah.
extension of it, about Ma Anand Sheila's
Mm.
journey after Osho.
Mm.
So in that, she said something which really struck a chord. She said, "Put me wherever you want. Okay, I will create my own paradise around me.
Wow.
You can kill me, but you cannot kill my spirit.
Mm.
Right? You put me, I mean, and then I thought, like, yeah, if you think about it, what is Vino's story? Vino's story is, she will be put in different unknown lands, and then with whatever things are available around her, she'll make something out of it. That is the core of my life. No, if you see my screenplay, she was put in China, she did something. She was put in the US, she did something. She was put in Dubai, she did something. Now she is put in Gurgaon to do something. That's the reason I am here, because it looks like the design. That's the design of the life. How can I complain about the core if
Right.
we know it's not this? We know was moved to China and she is still in China, still doing whatever she is doing. The whole thing wouldn't have happened, no? Only because we were open for change, all these things happen. And how can I complain about change?
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay. And I will create, what is my paradise? My paradise is my family. There are people living somewhere else, like for example, in UAE. There are people living here with families there in back in India, and these people living a tough life here to send money. No, I am blessed with a beautiful home where I can live with my own family, where I can cook and have my own Indian food.
Right.
Right? What am I complaining? It's not even like China now, where you don't get to watch Tamil cinema. That I can, I had a reason to complain, because
Mm.
whatever I was doing was totally cut. No Tamil cinema, no YouTube, no language, no food. Even the people you look at, they are not going to look like you. They're going to look like they belong to a different planet,
Right.
not a familiar kind of face that you
Right.
are used to seeing, right? So I thought, like, okay, why am I complaining if this is my story? Let me help the universe to build this story, no?
Let it play out. Yeah.
Yeah, just be open. You are given all these things because only because you were open. Now why are you shutting down and saying, oh my god, too many changes are happening in life, I am 40 already, I am tired of all these changes? No, why? Let's see what pans out at 40, let's see what pans out at 45. You never know, yeah. So, yeah, we're
Nice.
just
Nice.
going with the flow.
So in all these, it's very beautiful, right? What you said. This is who you are, and you found out that spirit in you, where you make something out of new circumstances. But what drives you, is it, what are you pursuing really, in a deeper sense? Are you pursuing
I don't
happiness? Are you pursuing meaning? What it is that you're
see.
pursuing in each of these?
I don't pursue anything. Yeah, there. I don't work for a goal, or for a reason, or for this or that. I work on milestone basis. Okay, so
Hmm.
now this is what I am supposed to reach here. And see, I don't have a boss to tell me
Right.
what to do. Okay, and I don't have deadlines. These are plus points and also minus points. I can choose to do things or not do things. I can choose to
Right.
do business or shut it off. I can choose to post something on social media today or tomorrow or day after or whenever, or even not do it at all, right? So when you are given this freedom, no, so what I generally do is I set a project for myself, and I will do that project only if it interests me.
Hmm.
Okay? And how, what kind of projects interest me? If you see my past, projects involving people and telling
Hmm.
stories is what interests me. So whatever comes my way, I don't say no, and I take my own people angle to it. For example, my recent London Fashion Week collection, right?
Right.
It could have been just a fashion collection with some generic inspiration. So they asked me if I want to showcase my collection in London Fashion Week. I took the angle of Terukutu to it, because by taking it, I know that I can show a performance for which I will have to travel a lot to that village of Purisai. I'll have to interact with the Terukutu artists. I will learn, and I will have to. I decided to record their authentic music and play it on the runway, and I have decided to document it, right? And that project is over. Okay, when that project is over, I move on to the next project. Like, there are people who ask me, like, were you very happy that you got published on L or Harper's Bazaar or all those things? No, that doesn't excite me. My next project involving people and culture and my roots and everything is what keeps me going. So I work project after project. Whatever comes out of this journey, right? I don't know. Whatever comes. These are all extra
Hmm.
perks. Put it in your tea bag and keep doing your work. And it's a long life which will involve lots of projects. It's not just, and also the things that you said, are you pursuing happiness? Like, what is happiness? Even that definition keeps changing, no? Every 10
Yeah.
years, every 5 years. Last year what I thought will give me extreme happiness, this year doesn't matter at all. This year something
True.
else, right? So
Yeah.
happiness or peace of mind, and these things are all byproducts. I don't know, I don't even want to think what my journey will give me back.
Right.
Look forward and keep doing your work, because I have seen this with my dad. What did he do? He served the community. He saw patients every single day religiously. He went to his fields in the morning, 5 a.m. He catches the first bus and goes to my village Vallam, goes round the fields, comes back, has breakfast, goes to his clinic. That was his life. Consistently, he kept working. And look at the amount of people who came after he passed away. They still remember him, right? So
Right.
it is only your life is your work. And he never used to come for any puja, nombu, this, that. My mom used to do puja, and he never used to come from his hospital. It was just at 5 minutes walk from home. And she used to send me and everyone to call him. And then he comes back and gives the excuse that my work is my worship.
Wow.
I saw these many patients today. My worship is done. It's okay. You keep the chakra pongal and you eat. That's what he, right?
Nice.
So
Yeah.
work, yeah.
So it's the
And
it's essentially the joy of doing for you,
also,
or
see,
just doing.
when we saw this movie, we recently saw Kalki. Okay, there were many youngsters in the movie, but who stole the show was Amitabh Bachchan. And
Hmm.
then who is going to steal the show during the next part is going to be Amitabh Bachchan and Kamal Hassan, right? And these two, they have the energy to carry such a big movie, right? When there are youngsters who are still struggling, the youngsters in the movie were annoying actually, but
Hmm.
these two have all the charisma to carry. What makes them so strong? They are old. They are aged. What gives them the energy is the passion for their work.
Hmm.
Nothing else. What keeps them going is their work. So just put your head down and project after project after project after project, because life is a long project. And if you start to introspect by doing all these projects, what am I pursuing? Is it happiness? Is it peace of mind? Don't even அதெல்லாம் வரும். These are அதெல்லாம் வரும். If you enjoy your job, everything else will come.
Just do the work.
Just do the work. That's it. Everything else is a byproduct.
Fantastic. And listen, so um, for those of us who are fortunate, small number of people who are fortunate to have bumped into the work that really resonates with us, and there is this whole lot of people who do the work just because they think they have to, and it may or may not resonate with them. It becomes really laborious to push oneself to actually get by the day, right, doing the work. How do we get past that barrier? Do we
I
just
was just
quit and do something else, or what do we
No,
do?
I was just discussing this with my friend. He's just outside. Like this afternoon, we were discussing like people who are caught into the corporate
The rut. Yeah.
chakar. Like
Yeah.
now you have EMIs to pay. Now you have children's education to take care of. It's a big leap to just leave everything and come out, and you will be called crazy, and you are crazy because you have your own responsibilities, right, to
Right.
fulfill. And so I think such people who cannot leave their regular thing during, at least during the weekdays or something, find what your soul loves and indulge in it, at least for some time every day, at least as a hobby,
Right.
right? At least as a hobby. And when you think you're getting good at it, and when you think the rest of the things can slightly wait, then slowly wean them off and come to this full time. Because it is tough. Yeah, I have seen many people like this. I've seen
Yeah.
or many of my friends, especially when you are if you are enjoying doing Excel sheets, then it's okay to work on Excel all the day. But when you are a Photoshop and Adobe person working on Microsoft all the day, it's painful. I get
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
right?
It's super
It hurts.
painful.
I know. That's because when now being an entrepreneur, I am sitting on Excel, and it's annoying. I don't enjoy it at all. But yeah, so at least indulge in something, to make your soul happy.
That's well said,
That's what
because I recently saw a TED talk, I think, of Dr. Herminia Ibarra. I think she works in as a British University, Oxford, probably. Um, she talks about what she calls as committed flirtation. So for those who seem to have caught in this rut, commit to, flirt with it, but commit to it. Not quite committing to changing your circumstances entirely, but a little bit of flirting, but take it seriously. Exactly what you just said. That's the essence of it. I think it's beautiful. You do that a little bit and then slightly step it up and step it up. And when you get to a point where it can sustain your life, make the switch, right?
And I
Um,
think by that time, all the other your life stage would have also moved forward, no? Like,
yes,
yeah. So slowly you can
true.
do the
And it's
path.
never too late.
Ah, it's never too late. Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
And a
I
classic
totally.
example of Kamal Hassan learning Kathak at 60.
Man.
Yeah, he has learned it, much earlier, but I think still being able to do that at 60 is insane.
That man, oh my God, he
Yeah,
is super inspiring.
yeah, completely. I fully with you on that. I'm a big fan myself, uh, and Amitabh also. So these guys are legends, and the kind of things that they've done, um, so way ahead of their time. Some of the movie Alavandan, for example, and Virumati, those were movies like at least 10, 20 years ahead of their time. Um, it's amazing.
Kurdi Punal. Wow.
Kurdi Punal, yeah, there
Devar
you go. Tevar Magan, yeah,
Devar
these are all classic. Yeah. Um, awesome. So you don't pursue anything just for the joy of doing and just kind of do the work. Amazing lesson. And so let's talk a little bit about, at some point you kind of um, understood about the sustainable fashion. I think it was some with some documentary or something is what you said when we talked earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, what inspired you to kind of get into that path? Probably until at that point you were not extremely principled about sustainable fashion or anything, or were you like conscious all along?
No, 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 no. See, I was like any other. See, when you have a fashion designer, right, coming out of university with some awards, like my graduation collection won two international awards, and it walked Shanghai Fashion Week and all. So when you come out, what is the dream of a fashion designer? All the stars should wear my clothes. I should dress up all of them for runways, red carpets, and it's all about bling, no?
Right.
Bling is what excites. I was totally like that. I was totally like that. I used to, when I was in China, I used to tell my friends back home, like, you know what, one day நான் ஷாருக்கானுக்கு சட்டை தைக்க போறேன். I was so inclined about making a shirt for Shahrukh Khan. Okay, that was my goal. But when I moved to Dubai, this my current stay in Dubai is my season 2. I
Wow.
used to live in Dubai earlier for 4 years. That was
Hmm.
my season 1. That's when I went to a fashion school here and I did my fashion marketing.
Hmm.
So there was a documentary that got screened. It was called The True Cost. The
Hmm.
True Cost. It's on Netflix, I guess, where it shows the plight of garment workers in Bangladesh.
Hmm.
If you have watched this movie called Angadi Teru, like
Hmm.
how all these employees of big stores in Ranganathan Street and T Nagar are treated, it's the same. People from remote villages are brought to city like Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh.
Capital city.
Most of them are women as garment workers because they leave their kids and their families to their mother-in-laws and mothers, and then they come to the city. They were made to stay in very poor accommodations, made to work for long hours, given poor food. They are even given pills during that period so that they can work for long hours. So the documentary was all about that. And in 2013, a five-story building which had an export garment company just collapsed one fine day, and most of the women who were working there were dead, and the pictures of them under the rumbles with the price tags on their hand was hard hitting.
Hmm.
That is when I lost my mother also, but that was very recent. Okay, so I was like really shocked to see and shocked to know that I am in such an industry thinking all superficial stuff as the big achievements of being a fashion designer, but these people are being crushed day in and day out for us to wear bling clothes, right? And who am I have spoken so much about my dad to you, right? I am the daughter of such a dad doing this to the world and people, right? Will my dad ever endorse if he knows that the industry is like that and I am also, one among them? So that is when I was like, okay, let's do something meaningful. Now that I don't have anyone from my maternal family, so I have the responsibility to carry forward all the good things that they did to the community. I may
Right.
not become a messiah and save all the garment workers. I may not be Mahatma Gandhi and bring a change to a whole nation. But in my lifetime, whatever I can, I will bring awareness to people. I will speak about it. I wrote a book about it. So, in which whatever skills I had already, right? I was talking, I know to speak. I was writing scripts, I was making movies, little short films, this and that. And I know fashion design. So let me use all these towards spreading awareness. Why should I stop talking? Let me go and speak at places about sustainability and sustainable fashion. Let me write a book about sustainable fashion. So, whatever skills I have developed so far, I am using it towards this specific purpose. And yeah, and as I told you, I am not, I'm not disheartened that change is not happening, or I am talking for 5 long years, nobody's. No, I don't care about the results. Okay, my job is to speak and spread awareness. I'll keep doing it. Change
Mm.
happens, doesn't happen, I don't care. My duty is to spread awareness about sustainable fashion, being inside sustainable fashion, and I will do it. That brings me happiness. Now that brings me happiness rather than stitching a shirt for Shahrukh Khan,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's probably the pursuit of meaning in a way.
yeah.
Um, giving it. I think shifting from doing the work for the joy of doing to kind of applying some kind of a principle guardrails to what you want to do and why you want to do it. Did it, of course, the documentary movie inspired you, but what else did you have to change? What else changed in you to be able to do that?
Lot of things. Yeah, I was working for television and radio. Okay, think about the amount of clothes I would have had, right? And I have not changed my. I remained in the same size since my 20s, the same size. So I had accumulated a lot of clothes, and I had the habit of buying clothes, and I was caught up in the myth of trends. I was caught up in the myth of retail therapy. When you are depressed, go buy clothes, go shopping. Right? I was caught up in several things. First, whatever I'm preaching, following it first was a problem. Suddenly, you're repeating your clothes, right? And you thought not repeating clothes was the
Cool.
thing. Like, I'm a TV star, I never repeat my clothes. They say, no, a newsreader will
Right.
never repeat saris, these many saris. It was a thing of pride. And suddenly I'm repeating my clothes. I'm not shopping anymore. I'm not in trend anymore. When the whole world is wearing loosely fitted garments, I'm still in my tight jeans. Right? And I am in fashion, and people expect you to be in trend, right? Even if I go to a wedding, people expect me to look in a different way because you are a fashion designer. What? You're wearing your mom's saree. I made sure I have all the sarees of my mom, so I make sure I wear only my mom's sarees. Why should I buy saree for an occasion? And that
Right.
occasion comes very occasionally, right? I have like some 50 sarees of my mom, so I wear only. And then people ask like, oh, this is one old kanjivaram that your mom used to wear. Don't you? I thought you will come in some fancy dress. Like, come on. And I call them, okay, come here, sit next to me, I'll tell you why I'm wearing this, and then I start to pitch. You question me. That is my bait. Come, sit.
Right.
So, changing myself was a big challenge. So, I went on a not buying clothes challenge for 2 years, 2 straight years. I
Mm.
didn't buy even a single piece of garment for 2 years. Even now, I don't do shopping, and I survive on charity clothes. My family, my friends, they know I don't buy clothes. So sometimes as gifts, they give me clothes. And then
Mm.
I just buy because I have enough, yeah. What do you need? I mean, if you have a very efficient wardrobe, no, you need basics, and then you need some special pieces to build around it.
Hmm.
Okay, basics like few pairs of bottoms and few basic tops. Like for example, this is a simple black t-shirt, right? And if you accessorize it well, it is going to look in a very different way every time you wear it. With bandana, it looks like this. With a blazer on top and without bandana, it's going to look like an official wear, right? Smart
Right.
casuals it becomes. So it's all about styling yourself, and you don't have to. And also, how much money are you spending on clothes, which are not going to last longer? Why? Like there are 100 things we can spend on, right? So yeah, changing myself was a big challenge first,
Hmm.
and then the other challenge is convincing people, convincing customers,
Right.
right? When you sell something, anything sustainable is going to be expensive because
Hmm.
it's made in small batches on
Right.
need basis. Everything is organic and everything is handmade, and it is process extensive, and the people are paid fair prices,
Hmm.
and there are no malpractices. It's a fair trade thing that we do. So it is going to be expensive. But fair enough, the customers come and ask us, your t-shirt is so much. When I go next door, the H&M sells it for so much. Why do I have to pay you this much? Then we'll have to. So more than selling, it's more about preaching.
Hmm.
You convince them, you tell them the reason for the price, and then you convince them to buy. If they buy, they buy. If not, if they think it's higher than their budget, fair enough, I agree. But the thing is, why they consider it as an expensive garment. If you think about it, around you, everything has gone expensive in the past 10 years, no? Petrol
Right.
hike, and then real estate has gone up, and medicines have gone, everything, hospital expenses, food, everything has raised prices. But fashion is becoming affordable. We are able to not repeat garments. We are able to buy and throw garments. Right? How? Because of these garment workers being exploited.
Hmm.
If they were not exploited, if the trade was fair, even the garment prices would have been like here only, along
Right.
with the petrol and everything else. Even there, this would have gone up. Now there are people who is doing honest fair trade, and there are people who treat their people in a very bad way and give you clothes for a cheaper price. What would you want to wear? Is my question. Do you want
Hmm.
10 t-shirts? Okay, wear 10 t-shirts stamping on the garment worker, or you want to buy one t-shirt which was woven by a garment worker with full smiles and filled heart. It's your choice, right?
Well said. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
convincing is a big challenge that we face, but
Hmm.
yeah, that's our job.
How big is this community? Obviously, this voice and this story needs to be amplified. People need to hear more about it. You're one of those voices. How big is this community? Is there others who talk about it?
There are people talking about it. There is an organization called Fashion Revolution, and filled with volunteers across the globe, and we all speak about it. And but the amount of people is like too less.
Hmm.
Also, running a sustainable business, no, it's very challenging in every step of supply chain. There is
Hmm.
problem, and we produce in smaller lot, so it's not fast and it's not cheap, and it is slow. When a fast fashion company is producing one collection every week, we are producing only two collections every year,
Wow.
right? You are competing with them, with corporates,
Hmm.
giants, right? Even if your voice is heard loud, it is kind of pushed down. See, very simple, yeah. Using a polythene bag is bad for the environment. We all know it. Because when you put it on the ground, it is going to take 200 years to decompose. We all know it, right? But why don't we know that a polyester shirt is also going to take 200 years? Why is that message not being conveyed? When the polythene
Hmm.
bag message is being conveyed across the globe by all the governments, what about the polyester shirt? Why no one is talking about it? You
True.
please go and Google in the top millionaires and billionaires of this world, where the owner of Zara stands,
Hmm.
where the owner of H&M stands. Look at their rating, and now you know why other voices are being muted,
Of course.
right? They have become giant corporates, okay,
Yeah.
and we are talking against it. So when people can play against polythene bags and not play against polyester shirts, it's a problem. It is a big problem. Maybe we may or may not feel the heat, but our children are going to feel it, and they're going to scold us.
Yeah.
This stupid generation wore everything polyester, wore non-sustainable clothes, and wore so many clothes and threw it in the landfill. And now we are deprived of good food, good air, and good water. We are going to be
Hmm.
blamed. Do we have to be remembered like that?
True.
Like, for example, if you see the Egyptian, sculptures and hieroglyphs, and we know that the Egyptian civilization, they wore linen, and then even for making mummies they used linen,
Right.
is what you remember, right? And then our forefathers, like recent past, they all wore cotton, they wore khadar, and that is what they are remembered as. If you close your eyes and think about their look and what they wore in your visuals, this is what comes to your mind. And what will come to our children's mind, that is one that was there was one generation who wore hell a lot of clothes which were all non-sustainable. They threw everything on the landfill and then spoiled the future.
Hmm.
That is what they will is this the name that we are going to get in the future?
Right.
Aren't we supposed to, these are, I mean, clothes are, previously they used to say like food, clothing and shelter, right? Now clothing, I don't think it's a necessity anymore. We all have excess. That's the problem. It's not a necessity anymore. We buy mindlessly, hoard on clothes. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm also part of the problem. I'm telling you, I was also like that. I'm not blaming anyone because we don't know these things. No, now that I'm telling you, maybe 10 people who's listening to this will come to know, and then we'll make our choices. But yeah, that's what is happening.
Hmm. And from a practical perspective, I can imagine there will be groups of people who um, are already principled when it comes to environmental awareness. They may be an easy sell, I would imagine, right? To switch habits. Um, for people who are not aware, right? Like you said, you don't blame them, but it's important that we educate them. Um, so things like trend doesn't apply here. uh, Obviously that's the most important drive, right, for people to buy new clothes, whether it is from popular culture or even the traditional fashion.
I'll give you a perspective, okay, for
Right.
trends. Huh? Say 25 years ago, okay? Somebody in a crowd, if someone is dressed up in a unique way, okay, and that person will be called as a fashionista, right?
Right.
If someone is dressed up in a very unique, fashionable way. But now, if yellow shirt is the trend, everybody have to wear yellow shirt. Only then you are a fashionista. If you don't own an yellow shirt, if you are wearing a green shirt, you are not fashionable anymore, right?
Yeah.
So the word trend is the myth created by fast fashion companies, and the trend keeps changing every month. This
Hmm.
month, tropical floral shirt is in trend, and next month, plaid shirt is in trend, and next month, plain yellow shirt is in trend. And what do you do? So, okay, tropical floral shirt, buy one and wear it. Oh, no, 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 it has changed, plaid shirt. Okay, throw this tropical shirt. Go for plaid shirt and join the plaid gang. And then wear that yellow shirt and join that yellow gang. We want to we want to just camouflage and mix with everyone. We don't want to stand out.
Hmm.
We don't want to look unique. We want to lose our identity, because the clothes that you wear is a beautiful visual medium.
Yeah.
Okay, you can express who you are with your personal style. If you remember, your personal style can speak a lot, yeah.
Absolutely.
For example, Mahatma Gandhi wore just two pieces of linen clothing all his life. Man, was he not great?
Yeah.
No, he went the same way when he went to London also, no? He didn't suddenly wear a coat and suit because he is going to talk in London Parliament, no? He went the same. And Dr. Ambedkar wearing a full suit is such a strong social statement.
Statement. Yeah.
You can express who you are by what you wear. Mother Teresa wore that white draped thing all her life. Was she not great? Why are we entangling our greatness and pride with what we wear? Okay, yeah, wearing new clothes brings you happiness. I agree. Okay, but to what extent? People are getting depressed when they don't get likes on social media when they wear a new dress. Really, guys? Don't we have enough examples around us? And again, bringing up my dad, he wore only white shirt and white pants all his life. Yeah, I have never seen him in any other color. White and white. I used to tease him, you look like Palum Padmum Shivaji, always wearing white shirt. Right? I'm not asking people to just go dull, boring, and just wear the same thing again, again. No. I'm just saying, please be reasonable. Don't think wearing a new sari for every wedding you go is a must. It's okay to repeat, okay? If somebody is coming and telling you, why are you wearing the same sari? You wore the same sari for that auntie's son's wedding also. There is no problem with you. There is a problem with this person who is remembering having a mental register of what you wore for which wedding. It's they have a problem, not you. And if somebody is coming and asking you, call them, make them sit next to you, and tell them all that I have told you right now. Please.
Right. Right. And it's also, like you said, dressing is a way to express yourself. It's a beautiful medium. And you put it very eloquently there. And, for those, and it's important for you to be able to do that. You also need to know who you are. Having that, developing the deeper sense of self and awareness is important. And that is when you can feel comfortable to be different, to be unique, and show, present yourself as who you are, right?
Two
That
reasons.
itself. Yeah.
There are two reasons why people are not finding who they are. One is they don't introspect, they don't have time. We have
Mm.
so many distractions around us. There is no time to be with yourself and see who you are, right? And other one is there are many people who don't take pride of who they are, yeah,
They want to be living
right?
someone
I
else's
mean,
life.
exactly. It's pretension. No, it's okay. Everyone is beautiful. Everyone's life story is different. If you want to pretend like someone else, that person's screenplay is very different from your screenplay. Their influences are very different from your influences. How can you become them? You cannot. And when you pretend that way, it won't end up well. Own up. Own up. Be happy about who you are. It's okay to have some wrinkles. It's okay to have dark skin. It's okay to have gray hair. Everything is fine. It's nature, no? Don't fight against yourself. There are enough fights around us to do. Just own
Right.
up. Be happy about who you are. Take pride in your heritage. Take pride in one more thing, PJ, which I'm very sad about, okay? Like again, 10, 15 years ago, if you take a flight, and when you go and land in the UK, you can see the British fashion. When you go and land in Paris, you can see the Parisian fashion. When you go and land in India, you can see India. When you land in China, you can see China. Like the culture, the fashion, and everything. Now, any city you go and land, you see only
Airport fashion.
fast
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah.
Everybody is wearing similar clothes. We are kind of erasing that cultural map that we have,
True.
right? I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, if it goes like this, all our heritage, all our handlooms, and all our, block prints, everything will go in extinction. We'll have to own up our heritage
Mm.
and like innovate new things out of it. I'm not saying you have to wear what our forefathers or ancient kings were wearing. I'm saying add your own creativity and bring a twist. Don't
Right.
just fall prey for this trends or like buying new clothes for every occasion. These are simple things that everyone can do,
Hmm.
right? Use your full wardrobe. Okay, a survey says people use only 20 percentage of their wardrobe efficiently.
Hmm.
Rest is all sleeping. Okay. Try to use, okay, have maybe take up this wardrobe challenge. Unless I finish wearing every piece in my wardrobe, at least once I will not buy a new garment. See how long it goes. How long you can go with the existing garments. Then you decide whether you want to buy new clothes or not. And there is a
Right.
thumb rule in sustainable fashion which says don't buy anything unless you are sure that you will be wearing that garment for minimum 30 times.
Hmm.
And don't throw away anything unless you are sure that you have already worn it for 30 times.
Hmm.
30 times is not a big ask.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable. But you know what is happening in this world? I ran a survey on my social media. Almost more than 40% of the people said they throw away garments with the hang tag intact without even wearing
Oh,
it.
outgrew it or something. Yeah, or didn't like it simply.
We bought it. No, also we also buy clothes for different scenarios. No, this doesn't fit me now, but I am going to diet, and then I will, I will use it. At that point, I will use and gym clothing. The minute you pay membership, directly go to a sports store and then buy gym clothing, and they will be sleeping there. What I'm saying is, when you are going for clothes shopping, right? Go only for clothes shopping. Don't go for a movie and then just buy a t-shirt because it was saying sale, sale, sale. Don't go to Starbucks and then buy something because it was on sale. If like how we used to do previously. Diwali to me shopping. Diwali clothes shopping. Okay, get ready, make a list of what all you want to buy. Go buy only that and come.
Hmm.
Because that is the necessity. Rest of it, what you pick, you are not even sure whether you're going to wear it or not.
Right.
Like how many t-shirts we have in our wardrobe? Do we need so much? And every t-shirt has drank 2700 liters of water.
Hmm.
Huh? This is
Even cotton.
nyayama. Cotton only. Cotton is the most thirsty crop in the world.
Wow.
Cotton as a
So, which
crop,
material would you recommend for people to buy linen?
any natural material. Cotton is fine.
Hmm.
But everything has to be in moderation.
Right.
Because we have been wearing cotton forever. That was our primary thing.
Right.
So what I'm saying is try to get organic cotton or even regular cotton is okay, but buy in moderation. Don't mindlessly. Let us not mindlessly buy.
Hmm.
That is my only request. Because see, there are two three things in this. Okay, the brands have to decide to go sustainable. All the brands. Okay,
That's not going
and
to
then
happen.
mm, and then the authorities, they will have to lay strong rules to regulate everything, and then people also have to take action. Okay,
Right.
authorities and brand to take action, there has to be a lot of activists, there will be a lot of fight, people yelling at them, they yelling back at you, and all those things will happen. But
And
as
it's
end
also
consumer,
socio-economic and political, right? The idea is, when profitability is at the center of decision making, it's simply against the fundamental principles of capitalism. I'm not sure if it will ever happen. As sad as it sounds, I think
yeah,
brands will be willing to do this. Either they have to jack up the prices, right? If they have to pay fairly, or they're going to have to just do what they're doing now.
yeah, yeah. So what we can do now, what is doable is doing something from our end, which is
Right.
not a big ask. Wear it for 30 times, small ask only. Like buy from small sustainable brands if you can. If you want to
Hmm.
buy for an occasion. If it's your birthday, please go and buy garments. Okay? I'm not saying like even for your become a monk today. Don't buy clothes. No, 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 no. Buy clothes. But for some reason. That's all I'm
Right.
asking. Like I think it's a decent ask. It's not a very tough ask.
Quite fair. Yeah, reasonable.
Yeah.
But say, tell this, if I wanted to go down this path,
Mm.
dress to express myself, right? I'm kind of in a way stuck there. um, where do I start? Now I know, hey, this is who I am and I want to express myself. How do I, is there is probably it's not, there's not a formula, but can you give some kind of a blueprint how somebody can go about doing it?
So it's called the personal style. Okay. So you want to dress up in a certain way to give you a small perspective to it. If you want someone to draw you as a cartoon,
Hmm.
okay, what would they draw you as? Like, for example, we have seen how cartoons of Mahatma Gandhi will be. If he was like a normal person wearing normal shirt and pant, how will they differentiate him from the rest of the crowd?
So we're
How was
caricaturizing ourselves in a way.
so what are the key caricaturing is nothing but having a key element that is unique for yourself,
Right.
right? So how was Indira Gandhi dressing? She was
Hmm.
wearing only handlooms from across India with a white blouse and rudraksh and a streak of gray hair, right?
Hmm.
And who else can we quote? So there are examples like this. There is Mother Teresa and all the names
Hmm.
that we said. So what you can do is, what I will do. I'll tell you what I will do. Okay, what you want to express is what first you need to introspect and write down. Okay, so I am a person of sustainable fashion, so I'll wear sustainable garment, and I want to emphasize the prints and the different textiles of India or anywhere in the world with my bandana. So that's the kind of the thing that I arrived at. But and find parallels, someone who resonate with whom you resonate with, somebody like one or two for the values that you stand for, how, and
Hmm.
somebody in your similar archetype, how are they dressing, okay, and someone for the body type, somebody who is as tall as you, as stout as you, and what kind of structure of garment suits them, how long is their sleeves, what are the types of garments that they are wearing, and not just this, also find out what they are wearing in every occasion. These people who are very similar to you, what are they wearing for an award ceremony, what are they wearing for grocery shopping, because these people will look the same way everywhere. Even if you catch hold of,
Recognizable.
yeah, even if you catch hold of them jogging outside, you can recognize them. They will still fall into that category, but for the function that they are doing,
Hmm.
right? Observe all this, and we have something called a mood board. Okay, there is a
Hmm.
board where you start pinning elements that you think are relevant, like it's like the mood of you. Okay,
Hmm.
what is the mood of you that you want to create? So start pinning every element. It can be even an object. You can even pin this, or pin something from architecture, something a print, not just related to fashion. It can be anything. But if you think that belongs to your universe, right?
Right.
Like, for example, a very Hollywood tux wearing noir kind of look is a mood, right? And very hippie-ish bandana, beads, rudraksh, and very harem pants, loose harem pants is a mood.
Right.
You get it, no?
Yeah.
So there are different types of moods. So where you want to fall, which fits your personality well, and then do a mood board, and
Hmm.
then see what you already have in your wardrobe similar.
Right.
Okay, try to style it. We have Pinterest. What an amazing resource. See how
Hmm.
people have styled themselves in such a way. If you catch hold of one thing, it will keep suggesting you the similar things. So
Hmm.
start styling. You cannot suddenly shift to become someone else. If it's aligned to your personality, even though it is aligned to your personality, it is going to take some time for you to get used to it first.
Right.
And then for others also. So take it slow, pinch by pinch. Okay,
mm,
keep introducing every element in equal intervals, slowly, slowly, and then at some point you would have evolved, and then to a certain extent that you don't need any references, and you will
mm.
start owning that style.
Nice.
Okay, but when you are choosing your own personal style, make sure that it is doable
Of course.
and it is not time consuming. Say for example, I have decided to do my hair like a ship and boat and everything like hey, okay, it's going to take a lot of time. Okay,
Right.
so make sure it doesn't take a lot of time because you have other things to do in life. We are not like movie stars where we have a crew working on us,
Right.
right? So yeah, so this is the whole thing. Who are you all about? Just make a note, then find parallels, and then start gathering inspiration. Observe people what they are wearing and what they are wearing in their hands, and and how they're styling themselves. Mood board, and then slowly start shifting. If you suddenly shift, this people around us know they'll say, "Huh? Huh? Suddenly you have done this," and then they will all start teasing us, and we will give up.
Right.
No, so
True.
that's why pinch by pinch, we'll, we will inject ourselves slowly in this world.
Right. Right. Very nice. And you know, for those who are actively looking to kind of express themselves to dress, this beautiful blueprint that you just gave. But there are also so many people who just don't care. Um, but somehow, I would imagine that you would advise it's important to dress the part, uh, right? So, why is it important to kind of be aware of how you present yourself and
see,
give it some thought, being thoughtful about it?
see, first thing is for the sake of, if it is not for you, it is for the sake of others.
Hmm.
Okay, cleanliness, huh? You need
Right,
to look clean. You need to look clean and well made. No, comb your
right,
hair, cut your nails, and iron your shirt. It is basic etiquette. Wash your clothes,
right.
all those things. These are like basics. And whatever you do on top of this, right? As I told you, fashion is a visual medium. People will have judge is a very mean word, but they'll get an impression.
Opinions,
Put it as impression.
impressions. Right.
Impressions. People will create impressions. If their impressions are not going to hurt you or bother you, be clean and go. It's okay. But if their impressions are bothering you, then you need to work,
Hmm.
right? If anybody says anything, if you don't care, my nails are clean, my hair is neat, my clothes are washed, I don't smell bad. When I enter a room, I am okay, na? Just, and if whatever anybody thinks you don't care, it's okay. If it's not going to affect your job, or if your boss is not angry on you, if it's not a requirement for you, then it's okay. But if it hurts you, if your boss is not happy in a way, you are getting an email from HR saying, "Hey, do dress up, come with a suit for the next meeting," right? Then
Right,
you really have to work on it, right? Even for
right.
them, for everyone, for everything, this mood board and finding parallels will help
Hmm.
for the body shape, because people keep asking me, I have a pear shape, or I have big hands, and what can I wear? And there is no hard and fast rule. Okay, if your arms are large and you cannot wear sleeveless, no, no, nothing like that. There are people with large arms wearing sleeveless and carrying it with all confidence. Confidence is one garment that you have to wear all the time. That is the very important garment that I would suggest. But for the rest of it, look for parallels. Somebody who's in the public's eye, who has a similar body type like you, see what they are wearing, whether you are liking it, what is their skirt length, and how long is their top length. If they have a pear shape, and if they are wearing a shirt, how long is the shirt? Is it fully covering it, or is it short? How does it look when it covers? When it observe, observe and learn, rather than me telling them like, you have to wear only this much length of, because it is very subjective. what you want to wear, what you want to show to this world, what is decent for you, what is obscene for others. Everything is very subjective, and I don't want to comment about it. It all depends.
Right.
But observe whatever suits your level of decency, or beautiful or whatever. Just observe and try to incorporate that into your wardrobe from now on. Well, don't throw away everything you already have, please.
Try to make it work with that, right? This principled approach to dressing, right? Do you extend it to other parts of your life?
I try to, yeah. See, when you first get into sustainability, you try to do everything,
Right.
and then you go crazy
Yeah.
because humanly it's not possible. Okay, we have invented a material called plastic, which is so versatile that we have used it and got used to it in many different forms in every like day of our life. Some way or the other, plastic comes. And also, when you choose to go the sustainable route, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I have decided I am going to carry my own container to buy my lentils from now on, but I don't have a shop nearby to do that. I have to take my car and drive several miles to do that, and driving that is going to cause a carbon footprint.
Right.
Which is a better evil, is what I'm supposed to weigh.
Right.
Right? Initially, I was going crazy, trying to follow everything at a time. And then I was like getting nervous. It's not just me. I have to make the whole family follow that. No, it's not just me, right?
Yeah.
And so then I realized, okay, sustainable fashion first. Let's first follow that and get it into practice. Because
Mm.
that is the most doable thing out of everything. Seriously, follow getting into the path of sustainable fashion is the most doable thing. And then slowly, I mean, inject the rest of it into your life slowly, whichever is doable. There are like
Mm.
doable things first, like using your own water bottle wherever you go, your own coffee mug wherever you go, and things like that. These are all doable things. So slowly start getting into that. Don't
Mm.
just decide to do everything at one time. It is going to drive you crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely. Yeah. We've tried that, and that's exactly our experience too. So we try to kind of not boil the ocean and take it one bit at a
I
time.
have a friend who told me, like, because you are talking about this so much, I've decided to go sustainable. I threw away all the garments in my wardrobe. I bought some 50 garments from different sustainable fashion brands. Somebody came and asked me, "You are a sustainability advocate. What in your kitchen you have put all your lentils and everything in plastic dabbas? That dabbas are there with me for many years. Okay, if I throw it off now, it's going to become landfill. Let me use it
Right.
because I already have it. I didn't buy it new. Right?
Right.
In the name of becoming sustainable, don't add up much
Make it
waste to the
worse.
life.
Yeah.
Sustainable is nothing but sustaining what you have for a
Yeah.
long time. So sustain using it for a long time. That is more than enough, I guess. If we
Right.
all start to do it, I think there will definitely be an impact.
Right, right. No, amazing. And that's another thing, fashion is one thing that we can implement. And I'm also a big advocate of growing sustainably, right? Uh,
Mm.
in whichever facet it is, self growth, professional growth, business growth, we have to be watchful that we grow sustainably and not just fall into the traps of you know quick
Capitalism.
growth. And then yeah, and unfortunately all this VC funded companies are in that trap, and it's hard to see a lot of those companies fail beyond 2 or 3 rounds of funding because they just grew too fast and they don't know how to sustain the growth. But anyway,
Mm.
that's a different story. um, what else would you like to share with me and whoever is watching it? We've talked about a lot of things, and a fantastic journey you've had and that you shared. and we talked about, we took a lot of turns and twists in our conversation, got a little bit serious in the last few minutes. Very important, very profound thoughts that we shared. How would you like to bring this to a landing?
Whatever you have heard so far, right? That's like an open book. That's my life, that's my journey, and this is the work that I am doing. If it resonates you at some level, if you think whatever I spoke made sense, if you take smaller steps towards making this world better, I'll be very happy. Like I've given so many things that you can do by just being a consumer, and easy steps, right?
Right.
And try doing at least one of them from today, and that'll make me very happy. And if you ask me what I'm pursuing in my life by doing all this work, is that someone moving 1 inch forward towards a better sustainable life. That's enough.
Wonderful, amazing. Is there anything else we know that I can share with you? I think there's been a wonderful conversation.
Yeah,
It's a
this
good
is
time
this
to
is like,
wrap it up.
yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
getting dark.
you
It's getting dark. I'm used like
yeah, I've been talking for a while today, but I loved
thank you so
every
much.
bit of it.
Same here, same here. I've never had such heartfelt conversation before. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, and you keep doing what you're doing, and we'll be routing for you.